DJI Ronin RSC2. This is a serious piece of kit. Currently mounted with a Canon 7D Mark II, and we're going to give it a little review, guys, because this particular one is for sale. So, should we get into this review? I think he's ready. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have for you the DJI RSC2, and this is the Pro Combo. It's got a few extra things in there that I'll go into a little bit later on in the video. This is absolutely brand spanking new. What we're going to do, we're going to get it out, we're going to check what's in the box. We're going to set it all up, probably do a firmware update or a number of those, no doubt. And then we'll get into it. We'll show you what this thing can do. Won't do too much of a review on it. There's a plethora of videos out there that show what this thing can do, but as I'm selling this item, this is just basically to show you what this is, what we have here, and a few of the features that I particularly like about it. It's an incredible bit of kit, and yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. By the way, happy Christmas. Probably by the time this video goes out it'll be the new year, but we'll see anyway. We'll see if I can get it out in time. But anyway, stick with us, we'll get into it, we'll get this unpacked, and yeah, let's have a little look what's in here. I mean, fantastic piece of kit. Oh, something fell out there. Okay, yeah, just some booklets out there. Okay, yeah, so we'll have a look, we'll get into it, we'll see what's in there, and we'll get back to you in a minute, guys. Join me in a second. So guys, the DJI RSC2 Pro Combo. Now this is the one with the video transmitter and a few other extra pieces which I'll explain a little bit more about later on. I got this initially because I'm making a bit of just a small documentary next year that I've got planned, and I thought this would be great for not only main filming but good for B-roll as well, because it's packed full of filming features, if you like, and I thought this would be a great combination to have. Unfortunately, I've got quite an old camera. It's a good camera, my Canon 7D Mark II. It's an older camera, it's a bit heavy as well. The lens that I've got on there at the moment is the 17 to 40mm f4 L series lens, so it's quite a heavy combination, although the gimbal's not struggling with the weight of that at all. Payload for this thing I think is 3 kilos or 6.6 pounds, so the camera and lens combination comes in under that. No problem there. There are, however, quite a few things I like about this thing, and I wish I'd have been able to keep it, but doing this documentary, obviously my partner would be doing the carrying and the filming, and this comes with a phone holder so that you can get your composition right on that, and it's quite a heavy setup with what I've got on there. It's probably better suited to a mirrorless camera setup, maybe a smaller lens. And for if you were walking around the streets, I mean, you know, not so bad if you're doing a bit of inside work or whatever. I'm sure it'd be fine for that. And there's a ton of videos on YouTube for this thing, so I won't bore you with the details on all of that. But I did want to tell you a few things that I particularly liked about it, and so let's get into some of those. So guys, let's just have a little look at what you actually get with the Pro Combo, with this RSC2 Pro Combo. What do you actually get with that? Well, here's an image of all the pieces that come in the case that you get. I'll just get that for you. This is the actual case that you get. So it's a really nice sturdy little case with everything you need in there. And what comes inside that case, we just go through these pieces. Of course, you've got the gimbal itself. This is the plate that your camera sits on and then mounts to the gimbal. This is your phone holder. This is extra with the Pro Combo kit. These pieces are all to do with this focus ring wheel. It's a motor that if your lens isn't autofocus, it will pull focus for you using this lens, and this rubber cog which goes around your lens, and then it runs through this motorized wheel which is powered by the gimbal, and these pieces all go with that to make up that motorized lens focuser. You've got a metal tripod, whereas on the normal RSC2 you get a small plastic tripod, sorry, not triangle, a small plastic tripod, whereas on this one it's a really nice sturdy metal one, and it really does feel like it's good quality. As I said, this is your focus motor. This is a riser plate that you would sit the camera on, so that if your lens is broad at the edge, it will just lift it up a little bit out of the way so it doesn't interfere with the plate underneath. And there's a couple of those in there, so for different sizes. This is a lens support, basically goes on the end of the bar and will support the lens either side and help keep the lens in place for when you're running about with it. All of these cables are for all the different cameras that you may use. Some are to do with the HDMI output on your camera to the Raven-i, and there'll be all different attachments that will fit your camera, mini, micro, HDMI, they'll all be there. And these are the camera control leads, so basically you'll be able to pull focus using the wheel on the gimbal and things like that. You'll be able to take shots, start a video, and so on and so forth. These are just clamps and D bolts to clamp your riser plate on, and so on, and of course you get the case. So that's what you get in the Pro Combo, and I think it's really worth the extra money, because I think alone the Raven-i system, the wireless HDMI sender, I think on its own is about 160 or 180 pounds on its own. So it really is worthwhile getting this kit, plus you get the phone holder, plus you get the metal tripod. So I think it's a worthwhile investment to get the Pro Combo. So guys, let me tell you a little bit about the camera first, if I may. As this video includes my camera as well, the Canon 7D. I'm using that on here. Obviously it's the only camera I've got, my DSLR. And the idea when doing this documentary was to try and get a more cinematic feel to the footage. Hence why I wanted to use a traditional DSLR camera to do that, which would allow me to change lenses and get a better perspective on what I wanted to shoot. That was the idea. In truth though, the Canon 7D is a sort of semi-professional camera, excellent autofocus system, around about 20 megapixels, which is fine. However, it does only shoot in HD 1080p, which is a bit of a drawback, and especially if you wanted to do anything with the footage in post as well, gives you less options to do stuff there. But I still felt it would give me a bit more of a cinematic view, being able to film it through a quality lens and get some blurry backgrounds, and you know the kind of thing I'm talking about. So that was the idea behind getting this gimbal, as I said earlier on about the documentary that I'm making next year. But with this setup, I mean, the gimbal itself is fine to hold, and as I said, a mirrorless setup would be better suited on this, something lighter, maybe even a smaller lens, but definitely a lighter camera. This thing would be absolutely amazing. I mean, out there in the street running and gunning, I mean, this thing would be an incredible piece of kit. I mean, this is a filmmaker's dream, these gimbals. I mean, they're widely used in the film industry. It's a fantastic way to add a touch of professionalism to your footage. And so with that in mind, guys, I think it's probably time that we have a little bit more of a closer look into it. I won't do a full review on it, because there's plenty of those online. I'm not going to be able to show you anything that hasn't already been shown on YouTube, definitely not. And there's a plethora of videos out there that tell you each and every one of its features, but we'll go into it in a little bit more detail. I'll get it switched on and we'll go into a little bit more detail. Okay. So guys, there are a couple of features that I really do like about this gimbal that really make it a little bit special to use, and I can think of 1,000 applications you would use this in. If I can just show you quickly, I'm just mirroring my screen up here so you can kind of see what I'm doing, although it won't portray the picture from the camera once we get to that stage. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flick through and I'm going to sign into the DJI app and connect to the gimbal. What we do, go into settings, and then you'll find the Raven into Wi-Fi, sorry, beg your pardon. Then you'll find the Raven Eye will come up here somewhere in a second. There it is, Raven Eye. You click on the Raven Eye, and that's going to give us a connection to the wireless video sender, the Raven Eye, underneath. And then you can come back out of that and go back into the DJI app, where you can get a live view. And unfortunately, you won't get the live view from where you are. But if I could probably show you here, you can probably see that there's a live view there of the gimbal. This is just the recenter button. Down here is the button we're going to be looking at. You click on this button down here, you'll be able to go into what is called Force Mobile. You can enable that, and what will happen is your mobile phone then becomes a controller for the gimbal. So you can see the camera there moving. Wherever I move, the camera's going to mirror my phone's image come through there. I mean, that's an absolutely incredible piece of kit. Imagine if you was in a situation where you had this set up in one place and your mobile phone set up in another. You'd be able to, you know, accurately film whatever it was you wanted to film, not even being anywhere near the gimbal, which is a fantastic idea. I mean, that's a really, really good feature. We'll just turn that off, go back to the main screen and recenter the gimbal. The other thing I like about it is the active track. So if I just look on, draw a little box around my face, and there you can see active track is activated now, and as you can see by the camera, it follows me nice and smoothly wherever I am in the frame, keeping me in the center of the frame. Another great idea, and adds more features to your camera which might not otherwise have them. So those are two really great features that I love about this this gimbal, and there's another one I want to show you as well, so we'll come back in a second and I'll show you that. So guys, there's another feature that I really like about this gimbal. You can unlock the gimbal at the side here. You just simply unlock it there, and then you can push the gimbal forward like this so that you can get it into a situation where you have this in briefcase mode. You tighten it back up, and then to get the camera in the correct orientation, I'm not sure if you can see that there, but to get the camera in the correct orientation, you just double click the trigger. And there you see the camera's in the correct orientation for if you want to do some low down filming where the camera is nearer the floor. And that's a really useful piece of kit. I mean, sometimes you have to buy attachments and extra bars and things to carry the gimbal in a completely different way so that you can use this kind of briefcase mode. But for this to split in the middle like this is absolutely incredible. That is an incredible way to be able to get low down to the floor there for those low down to the floor shots. I hope you could see that clearly on the camera. It really is a useful way of turning this gimbal into a briefcase mode without adding any extra arms or extra bits and then repositioning the gimbal. Really very clever. I must admit guys, I started making this video just before Christmas, and what with the rush, getting things ready for Christmas and one thing after another, I just didn't get back to finish and complete. So I was hoping to get this video out to you before Christmas. I listed the item for sale on eBay and locally on Facebook, and I was hoping to be able to attach this video to it, so to give you a better insight into what it was you were buying if you hadn't already seen. But I must confess, with all of Christmas and New Year came and went, and the video didn't happen. So today I decided to get it finished and get it out to you. So we are now in 2024. So first of all, I'd like to wish you all a happy new year. And I hope you had a great Christmas, and I hope this year is better than last year, let's put it that way. It's been a pleasure bringing this video to you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe, usual. If you could like, any comments, any questions you have, I'd love to hear them. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video guys. Thanks so much for joining me. See you again soon.